This is an Irish independent podcast.
Hello there, this isn't an actual podcast, it's more of a special announcement, so naturally it's taking three of us to do it. Ronan is here, hello.
Hi Joe.
Will has made it to day 2 of his Indo Sport tenure. Good for you.
Yeah, I thought I had a strong first day, so thanks for having me back.
Very strong. Conor McKeown said you looked incredibly good for having moved away from the grind.
I was called
day.
a deserter by someone else in a meeting earlier, so very mixed views, I think, with my old colleagues.
Conor said it looked like you'd had a facial. That's it.
I'll take that as a compliment.
So the point of this is brief, but hopefully very exciting. We are having a live show. Indo Sport Live is born on the 29th of January, which is the Wednesday before Ireland will play England at the Aviva Stadium in the Six Nations. So it's very much a rugby live show. Don't worry, there will be other live sporting shows across the year, but we're kicking off with rugby. Special guests on stage. I think I'm almost safely saying for the first time together, certainly to the best of my memory, on stage together for the first time, we have Mr. Keith Wood, Ireland captain, of course, and Martin Johnson, the 2003 World Cup winning English captain. They are very much Lions friends from 1997, the winning series in South Africa, and the 01 series as well in Australia. So know each other incredibly well. And we're going to put them on together and we'll talk all things Six Nations, all things Ireland, England. I suspect some Lions business as well. And then we will have a Six Nations panel where others will join them on stage, and it should be a really nice evening. So Martin Johnson, Keith Wood, I don't feel I need to overly sell that.
No,
and I think equally the gravitas of each guy there's a balance there.
Who will have more gravitas?
I just feel like they won't need to sell their points of view to each other, if you know what I'm saying. I think the respect level.
Game will respect game.
I'm not putting words in either guy's mouth, but I feel, they possibly wouldn't hold everybody in that esteem.
And Martin Johnson, we had a chat a few weeks ago about pundits, and I said Brian O'Driscoll's one of those guys who just has that gravitas that anything he says is kind of viewed through the lens of, oh, he's saying it. I think Martin Johnson is in that category, if not even another step above, especially for people who are my age and a bit older who remember him with that kind of furrowed brow and kind of foreboding, looming kind of posture.
I know, we were just having a glance back at the Lions' first test and the dressing room. Obviously, the documentary is just so iconic at this stage, largely because the players were not unaware of the cameras, but dismissed them and didn't think much of this and felt, well, this is just something, okay, this guy with a camera. But there was no great tradition, obviously, of behind-the-scenes documentaries. So you get this very authentic, I think, feel for a dressing room. So this is before the first test. And again, Martin Johnson here, I was like, what age is he? He just, did he ever look young? So he's 27 here. He's the Lions captain. And Keith Wood is obviously the Irish captain, Ireland's world-class player, is 25. And I'd sort of forgotten this. I mean, those of you out there who loved this documentary and watch it all the time will remember. But they decided they dovetail with their pre-dressing room words before the very first test, which of course the Lions would go on to win. You will hear McGeechan and Telfer just chipping in at moments as well. So little pre-match from Johnson and Wood before the first test in 97.
You put it together in 8 forwards heart, you put it together, you get everything out, everything you want. It's what you're looking for. It's what all we ever fucking dreamed for. It's our day, our biggest day. We fucking make it.
Call out their names, think about them now. Kruger, Benter, Teichmann, they all fucking get it.
We have to make it our day, but it's our day. We leave nothing in here, boys. We put everything on the pitch. We take it all back in with us at the fucking end with a fucking smile.
Have courage. Have the courage. Have the courage to play your game. Just think about that. Self-discipline, belief, desire. Enjoy the fucking knocks. Enjoy the knocks.
Look for the physical.
Enjoy the pain.
Everything everybody's ever put into that body of yours, let it come out. 1 minute, boys.
The last 5% heart you need. Just demand it of yourself. You put it on the line. You take the pleasure at the end. That's what it's for. It's pain and pleasure.
Pain and pleasure. That's the first question. Telfer's look for the physical.
Yeah, I also think we should change the name of the show to Keith Wood and Martin Johnson, Pain and Pleasure.
Yeah. McGeechan and Telfer.
Ah.
Damien Duff.
Yeah. He got, so the as the story goes, the now fabled story from 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
McGeechan did address them via video.
Yeah.
But he also said, we like Jim Telfer too.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's the crossover I was not expecting. The Damien Duff, Jim Telfer.
We all love Telfer.
Yeah, we all love Telfer too.
Yeah.
You were saying he loves, he can't join the roadshow because he's too busy looking after his garden.
Yeah, he's apparently Tom English, I feel, said that to me, that he's in the guise of Peter O'Mahony. Telfer is now a garden obsessed, and I'd say he runs a tight ship. I'd say that garden is pristine.
Ship.
Yes. So Johnson, Wood, Six Nations panel. I'm sure some Lions talk. I'm sure some Ireland England talk from years gone by, but also very much Six Nations preview as well. Where are we doing this? I said yesterday that we wanted to get out and see the world, so we were going a kilometre and a half down the road. That was incorrect. We are actually going 650 metres down the road to the Ambassador Theatre is where we're going to do this. So very simply, if you want to come along, and we'd love to see you there. This sort of soft launched over Christmas, and a bunch of you have bought tickets already, which is great. So it should be a brilliant atmosphere on the night. The place to go is ticketmaster.ie. And when you get there, simply search Indosport. That was how I found it. I think that's the best way. So ticketmaster.ie, and then they have a search section. Stick in Indosport, press search, and it will pop up. 29th of January, which is a Wednesday. Doors at 6:30. We are starting the show at 7:30 sharp. That's not we'll be out by 8. We're just going to start at 7:30 sharp. We trust you all to be there on time. Doors at 6:30. Come and make yourselves at home. But we will start the show 100% 7:30 sharp at the Ambassador, which you went down to see, by the way, and came back for a good 48 hours afterwards, regaling us with. Did you know that reminds me?
I was like a bard. I was just like holding court.
What do you want to say about the Ambassador? What's of interest?
Well, the thing that gave me goosebumps was there's an original poster of Amy Winehouse as you walk in, and it's her only live performance, solo performance in Dublin was at the Ambassador Theatre. Wow! And then you go up on stage and you're like, this is pretty cool. It's just so iconic. But like that's just tip of the iceberg. Like they've had so many amazing performers there. It's obviously, it had been a cinema as well, Ireland or Dublin's longest serving cinema at one time.
You had said this to me. I actually looked into that. So it was built originally. This is this is not going to be as long as that intro sounds.
Ticketmaster.ie.
Yeah,
that's the key.
Martin Johnson and Keith Wood.
Everything after
this is turning into a long. I thought the elevator pitch for Wicked yesterday was a tangent.
My top 5 musicals at the end.
Yeah. Elevator pitch, potted history, built late 1800s, part of the Rotunda Hospital. Mm-hmm. So it was in 1897 they started as a cinema. So 1897, fast forward 100 years, it was still showing Titanic.
Yeah. Amazing.
Longest running cinema in Dublin, then obviously closed and has been a music venue. I was there in 07, 08 at a concert. But it's been closed for the last 3 years, the Ambassador, with COVID, and reopened in 23. Sorry, closed 20 to 23 and has now reopened. And so we're thrilled to be there. The 1916 history is amazing. Mm. In that I had not realised there is a tunnel network underneath O'Connell Street, very much the Ambassador included. And in 1916, the plan was GPO, do our thing, but not just wait there to be captured, escape under the tunnels, out through the Ambassador, end up at Vaughan's Hotel. Tunnel network goes there as well on Parnell Square. And then the revolution would, I think a defensive line along the Shannon I was reading today was kind of the plan. But obviously that never happened. Things didn't go very well on the day. But yeah, tunnel network under the Ambassador was the plan for the revolutionaries to get out.
Yeah, I hesitate to think of the emails we're going to get from to Indosport, our email address. But no,
I'll be telling Martin Johnson all about this on the night, by the way.
It's going to be our intro.
Yeah.
Conan Darty's going to be weeping on stage.
I was thinking, should me and Keith have a red carpet underneath our feet and not give him one?
No, I think, the tunnel network is obviously interesting because after that all came to the fore and people realised that existed, they were like, well, why did we not know anything about this? And it's how, like, Michael Collins had finessed the map a little bit, so it wasn't necessarily public knowledge in the way you would expect. Yes, it's extremely interesting. Some of it, needs to say, like any historical retelling, there's a bit of apocryphal stuff in there, but there's some certainties as well, and you've kind of alluded to, like, the tunnel network was a huge part of their plans.
And have they been filled in?
No, because there was actually at the Ambassador on the 100-year anniversary of 1916, they had an exhibition and the tunnels were viewed through a glass case.
Yeah, amazing.
No. So yeah, the tunnels for sure, and the Ambassador was like a honing point for the Irish volunteers who signed up in 1913.
Yeah,
there, and
Sinn Féin founded there. 1905. I feel like we're promoting the Ambassador more than our show at this stage.
I know, as I said, Ticketmaster,
rich history.
Yeah, but like you have to come to the show. You can't just go down and look at the Ambassador. You know, there's tickets to be bought here.
Okay, this is short and sweet. We'll do a podcast later on today. So again, Ticketmaster.ie, search for Indosport when you're on Ticketmaster, and that should bring you to us to you, both. 29th of January, doors 6:30. We'll start at 7:30 sharp. Six Nations preview. We'll have some more guests along with Martin Johnson and Keith Wood. Anything else? That it?
That's it.
Okay. Very good. We hope to see you on the 29th.